What's going on, everybody? This is Bronco Juggalo, and I am here with Wild Eye Wednesday's review of Return to Splatter Farm. Before we get started too much in the review, I want to thank Wild Eye for sending me this copy to review for you guys. Wild Eye is an awesome company, and they have awesome content. You know how much I love them, and they definitely deserve it. So go and check out Wild Eye for just being an awesome company and just supporting independent horror. Now, this isn't exactly how I wanted to do this review. I actually had something more planned. But again, time got away from me. And I was doing everything as fast as I could. And I had to watch the movie. And I fell asleep while I was watching it because I'm incredibly tired. But I took it back, went back, finished off the movie. And it's a good film. I really enjoyed it. I didn't fall asleep because it wasn't a good movie. I was just tired. So, anyways, enough of that. Let's review Return to Splatter Farm, the 2020 30 years in the sequel to 1987 Mark and John Polonia film Splatter Farm. Now, this film is still shot on video, but it is done with better cameras, better equipment. It's shot better, it's better directed, it has, I guess I should say, better acting, even though I didn't mind the acting in the original for what it was and what they had. As Mark Polonia said, it's leaps and bounds more epic than the two 17-year-olds filming a film. Now, this was directed by Mark Polonia and Jeff Kirkendale. Jeff Kirkendale also plays Jeremy. It stars Danielle Donahue as Bobby, our main character, and is shot and filmed in memory of John Polonia, Todd Smith, and Marion Castley, the original cast members for the original film. Also, of course, John is Mark's brother, and he helped direct the film as well. Todd helped direct the film and played the original Jeremy. Unfortunately, they all passed away before the filming of this movie. There is some scenes where two actors who look a lot like Mark and John, that are older though and a little more heavy set, let's put it that way, they do flashbacks of the original movie. And I liked that. I thought that was a very cool thing to do. And I was trying to figure out who played them, and I couldn't see them in the credits unless they're just not listed as the character names. They looked like they could have been related, and I wondered if it was Anthony Polonia, who also does the special effects makeup. I'm assuming he's either John or Mark's son, because the person looked like he was about 24, 25, somewhere in there. A young woman and her friends converge on the farm as she had just inherited it from a long-lost relative. Now, it's been 30 years since the events of the original, and a lot of people have taken it to be rumor. They've also taken it to be a mystery because the original killer that was never caught, and Jeremy had disappeared. He was the only survivor, and he's now been missing for about 30 years. Well, little did they know that Jeremy has never actually left, and he was the killer in the original, as we all know, for those of us that have seen the movie. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's not really a huge, spoiler, because that's pretty much happens first thing in the movie. Now, even though I really did enjoy this movie and I had a lot of fun with it, I did have two cons. And my two cons is there is some small usage of CGI. And also, this place has supposedly been abandoned for 30 years. Why is there a brand new microwave, brand new ATVs, and brand new stuff in some of the shots? Now, I guess the kids could have brought it with them, but they didn't bring those ATVs for sure. And the microwave, I just don't see them bringing it. Because they put a lot of emphasis on all the other shots of all the stuff in the house being old. So, just saying. But none of that took away from my enjoyment of it. Really didn't. This movie basically picks up where the original left off. We got a lot of blood, a lot of gore. Most of the effects are practical. As I said, there were some CGI effects, but most effects are practical, and they look pretty damn good, just like they did way back in the 1980s. I enjoyed the gore effects in this film just as much as I enjoyed them originally. I really enjoyed the music in this film. It's very true to the original. There is, the original had like kind of like some generic kind of music because, it was two kids making a film. They couldn't just use any music they wanted, copyright issues, things like that. And they made their own, and it wasn't terrible. It was decent horror film music. And this one has a certain similar sound. A lot of the music are very similar to those original songs. I do like that this one has a theme song in the end credits, and on the menu we have "Return to Splatter Farm." It's just this cool kind of whatever. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm also very, very like grainy feeling right now in my brain. Yeah, I woke myself up to do this and watching the rest of the film, and now the inside of my brain is just kind of grainy and I loved the flashback scene for the Polonia brothers. I thought that was a very cool tribute. I also love that there are some kills done via flashback. As two of the girls are walking around the property, they're finding all of these weird items. Well, then they do flashbacks and show you why those items are there, and it's through kills, and that was pretty cool. I liked that a lot. It also helped to elevate the body count. Whereas in the original, we had a smaller body count. This one has a huge body count. And you know what? I just had a lot of fun with this movie. If I had to rank them, I would honestly put the original a little bit above this one. But this is definitely the better made film, if you know what I mean. I just think that the original had this charm that while this one is very good, it might be missing just a bit of because maybe it's because John Polonio isn't there, and also maybe because Todd Smith isn't there. And I'm not saying Jeff Kirkendale doesn't do a good job playing Jeremy. Just, there was something about Todd Smith that was very creepy and just very, really, generic's not the right word. Natural. Natural is the word I want to use. And I feel that even though this movie is better as far as how well it's filmed and all, it was just missing that just a bit, if you know what I'm saying. Guys, I really did enjoy Return to Splatter Farm, though. I hope you go and check it out from Wild Eye. I also have it on VHS, and that's what I planned on showing tonight. But, like I said, I was actually planning on watching it for the first time on VHS. And I just didn't because I was tired, and I put this in after my interview. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this Wild Eye Wednesday. Also, go back and take a look, if you did not get a chance to watch it, my interview with director Chuck Connery, who did more than a really good interview. It was a blast. This is Bronco Juggalo saying, peace.
Excuse me. Did I hear you say you're heading out to that old farmhouse down the road a piece?
Why do they call the place Splatter Farm?
The Death Farm.
The Death Farm.
There's some people murdered there 30 years ago.
Corpses and body parts everywhere, and they never found the killer.
What is all that stuff you keep shoving in there anyways? Ropes, knives, camping gear, a moose gun?
That is what I call a MILF. Ugh.
Bro, the very definition.
Langley, I said I need backup out at the old farmhouse. Copy? Hey, stop!
Return to Splatter Farm. 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 Return to Splatter.
People are afraid of me. Many reasons they should be. Creatures what they labeled me. Leave them bleeding painfully. These bitches cannot compete.